Let's dive right into this explainer. If you've ever put together a massive proposal for a government project, well, you already know the stakes. Under the new Government Procurement Act, RA 12009, the rules are designed to ensure absolute transparency and efficiency. But man, they can feel incredibly unforgiving. So today, we're going to demystify the strict signatory rules specifically for joint venture bids. We're going to break down exactly who holds the pen, where they actually need to sign, and how to make sure your bid envelope is, frankly, bulletproof.
Okay, let's address the nightmare scenario every single procurement team faces. You've spent weeks, maybe even months, pooling resources with your joint venture partners. You've crunched the numbers, you've got the absolute best technical solution, and your pricing is unbeatable. But then, disaster strikes. You lose a massive government contract over a minor, completely avoidable technicality. Are you worried about being disqualified because of one missing signature or an improperly authorized representative? Look, it's a very real fear, and unfortunately, it happens to fantastic companies all the time.
But here is the good news. Do not let that fear stop your bid. I want to reassure you right now that compliance is totally achievable. In this explainer, we're going to show you exactly who should sign, exactly how many signatures are required, and what specific attachments you need. By mastering these plain language rules, you're going to be able to submit your bid with the absolute confidence of a procurement law expert, knowing for sure that your joint venture submission stands strong, compliant, and genuinely ready to win.
So, here's our roadmap to an ironclad bid. 1. Who signs for the JV? 2. The every page rule. 3. Financial envelope attachments. And 4. Securing eligibility.
Section 1. Who signs for the JV?
The absolutely crucial point here is understanding the concept of the duly authorized representative. Now, for a joint venture, this isn't just automatically the CEO of the biggest company in the group. No, the representative must be explicitly empowered by official notarized documents. Because a joint venture is a group of two or more entities intending to be jointly and severally liable, that authority to sign must come from everyone, the whole group. This means you need a notarized special power of attorney or a board or partnership resolution from literally all the potential or existing joint venture partners. That document has to explicitly grant this one individual the full power and authority to participate, submit the bid, and sign the ensuing contract.
Now, a question we hear constantly is, should it be just the lead authorized representative, or does it need to be each member of the joint venture? Well, the answer is, you've got options, but precision is key here. The standard, and honestly often the easiest route, is designating one lead authorized representative. This single person signs the bid form, but again, their authority has to be backed by a notarized SBA from all the JV partners. But what if you actually want both representatives of the joint venture to sign? Is that allowed? Yes, absolutely. Both or all representatives can sign. However, the compliance-based explanation is this. If both sign, your omnibus sworn statement and your JV resolutions must explicitly grant that shared co-signing authority to both individuals. The paperwork absolutely has to perfectly match the signatures on the page.
Section 2. The every page rule.
Listen carefully to this warning. This comes right from the standardized bid form for RA 12009. It says, we acknowledge that failure to sign each and every page of this bid form, including the attached schedule of prices, shall be a ground for the rejection of our bid. It explicitly states that a single unsigned page is a direct ground for immediate rejection. There is no gray area here, folks. There is no oops, we'll fix it later. This really highlights exactly why absolute precision is completely non-negotiable.
So, do all and each pages of the bid form and price schedule really need to be signed? Yes, 100%. To keep your bid safe, your duly authorized representative, the person we just talked about, must physically affix their signature on every single page of these specific financial documents. We're talking the primary bid form itself, the schedule of prices if you're bidding for goods, the bill of quantities if you're bidding for infrastructure projects, and any attached detailed estimates or computations. This requirement is vital. It proves that the authorized representative has reviewed and validated every single line item and cost associated with your financial offer. It prevents unauthorized alterations and guarantees the total integrity of your bid.
Section 3. Financial envelope attachments. Now, instead of viewing this as an intimidating checklist, think of these attachments as your highly organized gateway to proving your joint venture's financial readiness. Inside that second envelope, you need the completed bid form containing your total bid price. You need your price schedules or bill of quantities, perfectly filled out with no blank spaces. Remember, if an item is free, put a 0. Don't just leave it blank. You'll also include your detailed estimates summarizing unit prices, labor rates, and equipment rentals. If it's an infrastructure project, you must include cash flow by quarter and payment schedule. And finally, if applicable to your bid, the certificate of domestic preference. Gathering these supporting documents accurately is literally what separates the amateurs from the winning joint ventures.
Section 4. Securing eligibility.
I want you to actively think about how a perfectly compliant envelope transforms your joint venture from vulnerable to undeniable. Imagine this. When your competitors are getting disqualified because they missed a signature on page 4 of the bill of quantities, or because their lead representative didn't have an SPA from the secondary partner, your bid is sailing smoothly right through the opening process. Because precision literally equals profit. By meticulously following these rules, you completely eliminate the fear of disqualification. You position your joint venture as a highly credible, professional entity that deeply respects the procurement process. Strict compliance solidifies your eligibility, ensuring that your proposal is evaluated purely on its merit, its technical brilliance, and its financial value, and not just thrown out on a frustrating technicality.
So, I'm going to leave you with that provocative thought. Are you just trying to scrape by the minimums, or are you preparing a flawless bid package that commands respect? Encourage your team right now to prepare those documents correctly. Double-check those special powers of attorney. Sign every single page of that financial envelope. Do not let a single missed signature stand between your joint venture and your next big contract. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy bidding.